Hey, second grade. Oh my goodness, you guys tackled some pretty tricky problems yesterday with our Add to Start Unknown Problems. And today we're going to have some more fun with these types of problems and a little bit of a tweak. Let's take a peek at our learning target and let's just dive right in today. I can use models or pictures and equations to solve, take from, start unknown problems. So yesterday we tackled, and you can even see over here, and we always want to be able to use our charts from the day before or even a couple days before to help us solve problems for a new day. Yesterday we were tackling those add to start unknown problems. Today we're going to change it a teensy bit, and we're going to solve take from start unknown problems. So we added to yesterday and we're taking from today. And so this will look a little different, but we're going to go with the same kind of routine that we started with yesterday with these problems. And we're going to start with two problems shared in different ways. So I'm going to read these two problems to you, and then we're going to write an equation to match each of these problems. Because we know as second graders that we need to be writing equations to match our story to give us an idea of where we're going with our work, right? And how to help us solve that problem the best that we can. And so we always want to write an equation to match that story first, and we always want to make sure we have a box for that unknown. What's the part that we don't know? Unknown, not known. So let's go ahead and read our first problem, and you guys are going to have a chance to write an equation to match it. Ethan has 12 cookies. He eats 4 of them. How many cookies does he have left? Let me read that again. Ethan has 12 cookies. He eats 4 of them. How many cookies does he have left? See all these thumbs just popping up in front of your chests? What do we know? He has 12 cookies. What else do we know? He ate 4 of them. We're trying to find out. How many cookies does he have left? I love a good question at the end of a story. What equation might we write to match that story? 12. What would I do next? Take away 4. There's that difference. And we're going to have, we don't know what's going to go there, do we? What is our unknown here? The answer. We might also call that the result, right? The answer is the result. What happened, right? What's left? Can I read another one for us? Ethan has some cookies. He eats 4 of them. Now he has 8 cookies. How many cookies did Ethan have to start with? That was a little trickier. I don't see thumbs quite as quick this time. What do we already know? He had some. Do we know what that number is? No. What else do we already know? He ate 4 of them. And now he has 8. What are we trying to find out? There's that question. How many cookies did he have to start with? So what equation would we write to match this? He had some cookies. He ate 4. And he has 8 left. Now what's unknown? The beginning. That's what we call our start. So when we say start unknown, it means that the beginning of that equation, we don't know. Okay? How are these two equations similar? And how are they different? How are they similar? And how are they different? He ate 4 in both of them, didn't he? We took 4 away. This one we knew where he started. We had 12. This one we don't know. This one we don't know how many he had left. We know he has 8 left over here. When we take a peek at these two problems, we see that that unknown is in a different place. And in second grade, we see story problems with unknowns in a different place all the time. It's so important that we always ask ourselves, what do we know? What are we trying to find out? And I like to write my equation as I read my story. When I've read it a couple times, it helps me tell it and write it at the same time. Well, we're going to do that. We're going to put it to practice with with a story problem today. And we really want to be thinking, what do we know? What are we trying to find out? And what is that equation going to say to match that story? Not just any old equation, right? What equation is going to match that story? So I'm really going to be pushing you and pressing you all to explain why and go back to that story to do that. So here's our story today. Katie has some French fries. She eats 9 of them. Now she has 12 French fries left. How many fries did she have to start with? Let's read it again. Think, what do I know? What am I trying to figure out? Katie has some French fries. She eats 9 of them. Now she has 12 French fries left. How many fries did she have to start with? What do we already know? She ate 9 of her French fries. She sure did. I don't blame her. I think I'd eat 9 French fries too. What else do we already know? She had some to start. And she has 12 French fries left. What are we trying to find out? How many fries did she have to start with? What equation? Take a few moments and write the equation that you think matches this story. Seeing some wiggle waggles? Agreeers? Why do you agree with this friend's equation? She had some. She ate 9 of them. And she had 12 left. Does that match our story? That's what she had to start. I don't know what that is. She ate 9, so that number is, we're subtracting that 9. And we have 12 left over. So we're going to have a few minutes to show our thinking for this. And friends, I want to remind you to take a peek at our public record from yesterday. So yesterday, our public record, really, we looked at that and we knew we had a start that was unknown. We added yesterday. But when we added, we actually had friends that either added or subtracted to help us solve for that unknown. And we really thought about that number bond, that part whole, to help us think a little bit more deeply about that work and seeing the relationship between those numbers that were being used. So today I want you to keep an eye on that public record to help you solve this problem here. So take a few moments. Remember to use those tools around the room. Maybe you're using your counters or your cubes in front of you. Go ahead and solve for this unknown. I'm going to pop around. I'm always going to be asking you questions as we come to see where you are and what your understanding is. Go ahead and get started. Remember, have that equation out and be looking at that to help you solve. Where are you starting? Why are you starting with that? How do you know how many to add on to that? Is the number that's going here, is that going to be bigger than 12 or smaller than 12? How do you know? What equation would you write to match your work? Could I have you share your thinking? Okay, friends, coming together in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Pencils in the resting spots. Got a few friends. We're going to share some thinking today, and we're going to be coming together and asking ourselves and each other, how are their strategies the same and how are they different? Talk to me about what you did. Started with 9. And what did you do after that? Counted on, okay? And what did you count on to? 12 more, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Where is the 12 that you counted on? Is it this little guy right here? Oh. 12 more is right there. Okay, so what's going to go here? 21. So what did you do to help you solve this? Okay. What does your 9 represent? The 9 that she ate. Okay. What does the 12 represent? The 12 she had left. So what does the 21 represent? How many she had to start. Okay. I want you to share yours. You started with a different number, didn't you? Why did you start with 12? Just, that's how many you had left? Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 more. So where's your answer in this? Where's your start? 10, 20, right? I just keep counting, and then that would be 21. Okay. So your equation is 12 plus 9 equals 21. There's that unknown again. Okay. How does this show this work? How does this show that they all go together? There's 21 French fries. Eats 9 of them. And how many are left? 12. Okay. So if we were going to do a number bond to show the relationship between these numbers, what were the pieces of this number bond that we did know? We knew that there were 9 that she ate. We knew there were 12 that she had left. What were we missing? We were missing our whole. Yes. We were missing how many she had to start, weren't we? Absolutely. How are these two strategies the same? And how are they different? How are these two models the same and how are they different? Started with 9 and added 12. Started with 12 and added 9. Okay. Counted on. Counted all. Had your 12, counted, did 9 more, and then figured out how many there were all together. Okay. What's the same? They both have their 9. They both have their 12. So what else is going to be the same? They're 21, and it is, isn't it? So I have some challenges for you. I'm curious if both of these are ways to solve this. I have a couple more I want to throw out to you, and I want you to tell me if you think these are going to be ways, which ones will be ways to solve other equations that would be used to solve. So I'm going to have A, B, C, and D. So I have 21 equals 9 plus 12. 12 minus 9 equals 3. 21 minus 9 equals 12. And 12 equals 21 minus 9. It's a lot, isn't it? Now I'm going to show them to you. Okay? So these are my 4 equations, and I'm curious. See, put a little tape on here. Which of these can be used to help us solve this problem? What looks familiar? Which one's good? A good to go. I'll use my green for our good to goes. 21 minus 9 equals 12. It's right up here, isn't it? Check. What's another one that's a good to go? 9 plus 12 equals 21. Yep. Can go in just a different spot, can't it? That equal sign can be on either side. Tell me why this one doesn't work. 9 minus 21 equals 12. It doesn't equal 12, does it? Can I challenge you to think about something? If I look at this side and I read an equation, if I cover up my equal sign, I read it from this side to this side. Like when I read a book, and when I read it from that side to this side, left to right, what do you notice? 21 minus 9. Where have you seen that before? That's right. So 21 minus 9. Is it the same as 12? It is. So is that a good to go? What about this little guy? No. Why are you all shouting no at me? Do you see a 3 in this equation? In this number bond, do you see a 3? Me either. Does it belong? No. That's right. Friends, we want to be thinking about different equations that can help us solve these problems. Look at that. Those 3 are all written just a hair different, but so many of them can be used to help us solve the same problem. Remember, we always want to be writing an equation to match the story, but we might solve a problem differently and use a different equation to help us solve it. And that unknown is going to be the same no matter which way we show that. So you have a job. You have some more problems to do on your own because we've got to practice with this, right? So you're going to have these problems to solve. You're going to read the story. You're going to ask yourself, what do I know? What am I trying to find out? And then I want you writing an equation to match the story, just like we did for each of our stories. And then you can go ahead and solve. Show me your thinking. I want to see a model. I want to see an equation that you're using to help you solve your work. But remember, that start is unknown. It was yesterday in our work over here, and we used subtraction and addition to help us solve it. And over here, we used some different ways to solve it as well. We might have started with a different number, but our unknown still ended up being the same answer. Today and every day, mathematicians, remember that you always want to ask yourself, what do I know? What am I trying to find out? And please, please, please write an equation to match the story with a box for the unknown.